Hospital Corpsmen make up the largest enlisted rate in the United States Navy. To a layman, one can say that they're like a medic, but there's much more to them than that. And don't get caught calling a corpsman a medic. Corpsmen have their hands in several parts of healthcare and work with Marines, in hospitals, clinics, ships, submarines, and much, much more. But a select few of them earn the prestige of working in special operations medicine. And this is what we're going to focus on today, the three main special operations jobs available to Navy corpsmen. These three jobs are Navy SARCs, DMTs, and SMTs. If you don't know what those acronyms are, don't fret. You will if you watch this video. And for those interested in joining one of these career fields, they fall under what is known as the ATF program, which we'll also explain later in the video. With that said, what do these corpsmen do that set them apart from the rest of the hospital corpsmen? What kind of special operations communities do they work with? And how does one join one of these elite career fields? We're going to answer all those questions for you and much more. What's up everyone? I'm Veteran Vinny, the voice behind General Discharge. Join me as I take a deep dive into some of the United States Navy's coolest career fields. This is Special Operations Corpsmen. Let's kick things off with Navy SARCs. In the United States military, there are several different career fields within the special operations world of medicine, but there's one community that stands out amongst them all. That would be the Navy SARCs. SARC stands for Special Amphibious Reconnaissance Corpsman. A Navy SARC is a specially trained hospital corpsman who can operate and render care in the world of special operations medicine. They are a valuable asset to any team they are placed in, and predominantly work in Marine recon units, MARSOC, and naval special warfare. Because they are hospital corpsmen first and foremost, it makes them extremely important for soft medicine because their entire purpose is medicine. Unlike other soft medics, who are a medic as a collateral duty, medicine is a SARC's bread and butter. But don't get it twisted, medicine isn't all they do, it's simply their primary responsibility. SARCs are trained up on the same level as the community they are working with, meaning whether they're with a recon battalion or on a MARSOC team, they're one of the boys in the stack. But one thing a SARC isn't trained to do is to keep you safe from the data brokers who are making a fortune selling your personal information to robocallers, spammers, and other shady individuals on the internet. But that's where Aura comes in, today's sponsor. Aura is a modern, easy-to-use, all-in-one service to protect your identity. This year has seen a number of high-profile data breaches, raising serious concerns about personal information security. Dell suffered a breach that exposed 3.9 million customer records. And most alarming of all, just a few months ago, National Public Data announced that they had suffered a major breach potentially impacting every American. The incident compromised over 2.9 billion records used for background checks, including critical personal information such as full names, addresses, dates of birth, phone numbers, and most importantly, social security numbers. But I'm not too worried about my personal information because I use Aura. Aura alerts me if they find my phone number, email, or social security number on the dark web. They're going to let me know fast if anyone tries to use this information to access my credits or bank accounts. And they even give me up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. They also provide a bunch of other features to keep me safe online, all inside one app. Don't let people continue to exploit and profit off your private information. You can go to our link aura.com/generaldischarge to try 14 days for free, where you'll find out whether any of your personal data is exposed and start protecting yourself within minutes. Again, that's aura.com/generaldischarge for your 14-day free trial. Links in the description or pinned comment below, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Now back to the video. A SARC's official title under the Navy is a Special Operations Independent Duty Corpsman, or SOIDC for short. SOIDC is essentially a fancy term that means that they are Special Operations Medicine Qualified personnel who can prescribe medicine and perform certain medical interventions and procedures on their own under the direction of a physician. In other words, IDCs in the Navy, whether they're Special Operations or not, are essentially a physician assistant without the title. For their medical training, Navy SARCs receive the gold standard of soft medic training offered to U.S. military personnel over at SOCM and SFMS, which stands for Special Operations Combat Medic Course and Special Forces Medical Sergeant Course, respectively. Here, they receive a bunch of medical training ranging from EMT training, clinic fundamentals, clinical medicine, trauma, and paramedic rotations. At the end of SOCM, they take the paramedic exam and become registered paramedics. Then they move on to SFMS, where they receive follow-on training in surgeries, dentistry, veterinary care, laboratory work, and much more. Outside of medicine, SARCs have opportunities to receive training in freefall, mountaineering, breaching, foreign language schools, coxswain, tactical driving, sniper school on a very rare basis, and even ranger school. For those interested in joining this community, one has to pass a physical test known as the Physical Screening Test, or PST for short. Minimum standards for a Navy SARC are a 12:30 500-yard swim, 50 push-ups in 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes, 10 pull-ups, and a 10:30 mile-and-a-half run. We'll talk more about these standards later on in the video. With Navy SARCs covered, let's move on to Navy DMTs. Believe it or not, the US Navy has underwater divers. Who would have thought, right? And just like the sailors on ships and submarines, Navy divers also need medical support, and that's exactly what Navy DMTs are there for. DMT stands for Dive Medical Technician. DMTs are hospital corpsmen that have received specialized training in not only diving, but also how to render care and respond to medical emergencies that can stem from diving complications. But here's the cool part about DMTs. Because of how many different diving communities there are in the Navy, they have the chance to work in a wide variety of environments. There are of course Navy divers, which is an actual job title for those who don't know, but then there are also underwater recovery and salvage units, SEAL teams, dive lockers, EOD units, MARSOC, Recon, DevGru, underwater construction teams, and much more. That means that you can take 2 DMTs and come to find out that they have had 2 entirely different careers and experiences, making opportunities in this career field endless. Based on who they work with and where they get stationed, DMTs may get the opportunity to go to jump school, free fall school, expeditionary warfare school, cold weather medicine, mountain medicine, and SEER. But no matter where a DMT is placed, there are some fundamentals to their job. They will do medical screening and maintain medical readiness for the individuals at their unit. They also perform medical treatments for diving injuries and other injuries acquired during diving operations. All in all, because of their specialized training they receive in their pipeline, they are looked at as subject matter experts in the world of dive medicine. Remember what an IDC is from the SARC section? Later in the careers, DMTs also have the opportunity to attend the surface IDC school, where they will be able to become providers in their respective units. For those interested in becoming a DMT, they too will have to pass the Navy Physical Screening Test. Minimum standards for a Navy DMT are a 12-minute 500-yard swim, 50 push-ups in 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes, 6 pull-ups, and an 11:30 mile-and-a-half run. We'll talk more about these standards later on in the video. With Navy DMTs covered, let's move on to Navy SMTs. Navy SMTs do what other medical professionals do, but at 1,000 feet in the air. Navy SMTs, which stand for Search and Rescue Medical Technician, are hospital corpsmen who are specially trained to render care in search and rescue environments. They stand ready to provide medical services to those in need via helicopter, often in high-pressure situations. Because of the nature of their work, SMTs are commonly referred to as SAR corpsmen. What sets apart SAR corpsmen from the rest of hospital corpsmen is that they are qualified to be air crewmen. Naval air crewmen are enlisted sailors who are flight crew members in a fixed-wing or rotary-winged aircraft. They're the versatile operators behind the cockpit of a helicopter, serving as the lookouts, the weapons, the swimmers, and the rescuers. The SAR corpsmen will perform en route care, combat search and rescue, medical evacuations, and tactical evacuations. They also aid in search and rescue missions in situations such as hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. As qualified paramedics, they are trained in the use of emergency medical equipment, patient handling, and aeromedical evacuation techniques. A typical deployment for SMTs will either be a carrier deployment or a smaller expeditionary deployment where they go somewhere with a smaller detachment. They are trained in IV therapy, basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, tactical combat casualty care, pre-hospital trauma life support, pediatric advanced life support, aeromedical patient movement techniques, and much more. For those interested in becoming an SMT, they too will have to pass the Navy Physical Screening Test. Minimum standards for a Navy SMT are a 12-minute 500-yard swim, 42 52 push-ups in 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes, 4 pull-ups, and a 12-minute mile-and-a-half run. Now this part's for the people interested in joining any of these communities, but stick around if you're just here for the information and love listening to my voice. These 3 career fields fall under what is known as the ATF program that the Navy uses to recruit individuals. What people need to understand is that joining the Navy under this program will be like going through a lottery system on what community one is placed in. At Hospital Corpsman A School, those who join under the ATF contract will train and conduct PSTs under a program mentor. Based on needs of the Navy, manning levels of each community, and how someone scores on the PST will dictate which pipeline they will get sent to. Thus, someone who wants to be a SARC but doesn't do as well on the PST as the next guy who wants to go SARC might get sent to the DMT or SMT pipeline. And if that wasn't enough, if one fails out of one of these pipelines, they will not be able to continue to serve as Hospital Corpsmen. Instead, they'll get sent to another job under the needs of the Navy. Joining the military is a big step, and you're dedicating years of your life to do it, so you need to make sure you show up prepared for whatever your goals are. And lucky for you, we have just the solution. One of the best things to help you work smarter, not harder, is by getting some good gear to help out your training. With rising prices everywhere, you gotta save money where you can. Our friends at ATF, a veteran-owned company, sell amazing gear at an affordable price for those who want to pass Special Operations selection. If you scan the QR code on screen or click the link in our description below, you'll have an extra 10% off added to your cart at checkout. The best time to start training is yesterday, so make sure to take advantage of this deal as soon as you can. Well, that is the down and dirty of the 3 Special Operations jobs available to Navy Hospital Corpsmen. If you learned something from this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. As always, thank you for watching. Do you even want to be here?
All your friends are subscribing to General Discharge, and you don't even want to be here.